Good afternoon and welcome to Alberto's Kitchen. Today we're going to teach you how to make some ground beef Cuban style with some white rice. In Spanish, ground beef, Cuban style ground beef is called picadillo. Alright, we start today with a couple of vegetables. We got some green peppers, some garlic, and some onions. We're just going to basically chop those up and throw them in the pot. Also, we got the ground beef. Right now it's still thawing. We got your tomato sauce, because you gotta have some red sauce in any Cuban type of cooking, especially when you make picadillo. Cooking wine, some mojo. This is the best stuff in the world. We got your olive oil. We got some cumin, garlic salt, which, by the way, is a recommendation from a very good friend of mine. And we got some complete seasoning. It's sazon completo. This is like the bomb as far as seasoning anything. We got some olives that we're gonna put later on. A lot of people have different ways of cutting a green pepper. I basically like to just open it up like this and take out the top, and then I start chopping it and then take out the seeds. Pop it right out, see? Just chop it up. And take out the seeds. You can take out the insides if you want. I prefer to. You don't really have to. You can even put some seeds in when you're chopping them. Put them in the processor. Seeds will add a little bit more kick to it, but I mean, you don't really have to. Next is the onions. Best way to cut an onion, cut the skin off, is basically get it from the side that looks like it came off of the whatever it is that the onions grow on, and you just push it down, lift up, and just peel some of the skin off. Cut the other end, and then just go chopping. Last is the garlic. Break off like any excess leaves until some of them are exposed. The way I like to do it is I always use a knife. It's always good to use a big knife to do it. Put the knife over like this and just give it a nice little pound, and until it breaks up a little bit, and then basically the skin just comes right off, just like that. See? And you just cut that little piece that's on the top there, and that's it. That's how you cut garlic. Alright, now basically, when you have everything's chopped and you just start putting everything, you start chopping it until it's basically, I like it to where it's really fine. Some more garlics, more peppers. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah. I'm gonna say something. On this show, unlike other shows that you've seen, I'm not gonna basically show you what to do and then pull out an already complete product out of the oven. As you can see, it's done in the oven. I'm gonna go through the steps. I'm gonna cook it so you guys can see what it's gonna look like as you cook it. Don't think I already have some stuff already stashed away and already done and whatnot. And by the way, you might hear a baby cry in the background. That's my son. Once you have everything, all your liquids and stuff like that in the pot and your veggies, basically just stir them up a little bit until they're more or less, they cohese, I guess you can say. A little spillage there. And then we'll be ready to put in the meats in about 2 or 3 minutes. Alright, it's time to put in our ground beef. One of them was kind of like half, thawed out, but it's alright. Once it's put in there, the heat will melt it away. So just put this like that. Chop it up. You can chop it up also beforehand. You just let it sit there for a little while, and that's it. Alright, next that goes in is going to be the tomato sauce. That basically gives it a nice flavor and the color of picadillo, which is usually like a reddish brown coloring. Basically just swirl it around. Let me take the spoon out. Swirl it around in there. Alright, any excess that's still in the can, you can throw a little bit of water there, swish it around, and then put the rest in so you don't waste any of that tomato sauce. Don't ever be afraid to throw in a little bit of extra water or a little bit of extra liquid, like any like more wine or something like that. Most of the liquids, the waters, or the cooking wine or mojo, it's gonna evaporate eventually. It's better to put more liquid than less, because if you put less, then it might burn on the bottom. That won't be good. All right, now while this is cooking, we're gonna put this a little bit higher up to 6 or almost a high, so you can start boiling and stuff like that, and some of that liquid can evaporate. I'm going to show you guys how to make rice. The rice is in here. Basically, when you make rice, you have to use a 1-to-2 ratio as far as rice and water is concerned. So if you put 1 cup of rice, that's 2 cups of water, 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water, and whatnot. Today we're going to make 1.5 cups of rice, so we're going to need 3 cups of water. All right, put it in there. That's about 1.5 cups right there. You gotta always make sure to wash your rice. Rice comes with like some powdered substance on it, I guess, to keep it fresh. So you have to wash that off. Always put some water and wash it up a little bit before you actually put the final amount of water. You see how that water gets all nice and cloudy right there? That's all that substance that's on the rice. So you gotta wash it. The water doesn't have to be, you know, crystal clear, but you know, a lot less cloudy than what it is now. So we're gonna put 3 cups of water in now. 1, 2. Make sure you get that edge that you just washed and dumped out the water from before. So when you use a slow cooker, I believe the ratio is 1-to-1. But on this one, where we use a microwave, it's 1-to-2. So always keep that in mind. We're gonna put also some oil in here. I prefer olive. It's a bit better on, you know, as far as health is concerned. You can use vegetable oil too. That's what I used to use well, my parents used to use when I was growing up. But olive oil is preferable. Put a little bit of sazon completo on it to give it a little bit of flavor. You can put salt also. Actually, I am gonna put a little bit of salt. But sazon completo also gives it a nice little kick to it. And just for safe measure, let me tell you that Cubans put this in everything. I mean, everything. Mojo. A little bit. You don't have to put that much, because if you put too much, then the taste will be overwhelming. A little bit of salt in here. And if you low sodium freaks, don't try this at home. Not so much, but a good amount. Alright, once all the ingredients are in, you just stir it up a little bit. Make sure everything gets in there. Put your lid on for about 22 minutes. 1.5 cups is going to be 22 minutes. And you hit start, and you're set with the rice. Alright, this is basically the secret ingredient here. It's beef. I guess it's called pronounced bouillon. Us Hispanics, us Cubans call it a cubito. Sometimes it comes in a little packet like this. It also comes in a little cube. Also, this basically gives a little bit of a hint of beef flavor plus a little bit more coloring. You're gonna see the deep color it has once I open it. I think this is the right product. No, actually, this one's just for flavoring. Sometimes when you get ones that have coloring, they're bright orange, so that will give it more coloring. But this is just for the flavor. Just mix that in there. All right, for the finishing touches on the picadillo, I'm gonna put some cumin, just a pinch, not too much. Some garlic salt. I actually should have put this inside the rice. Some of that in there. Give it a nice little garlic salty taste. Complete seasoning, sazon completa. This is like the end all be all of seasonings. Okay, take my word for it. Put some of that sucker in there. Leave it uncovered so that, especially if you have a lot of water, so that the liquid can evaporate. And once you see that the liquid starts to get a little thicker, put it on low or on simmer, and you just let it sit there for a little while so that you can keep the picadillo nice and moist, so it doesn't dry out on you. It doesn't burn on the bottom. Okay. As you can see now, it's getting a little bit thicker, the consistency of the liquid. Once you see it start getting like that, just start mixing it around a little bit so it doesn't like stick in the bottom. See how it's nice and thick now? Don't worry about the splashing. You can always clean it up later. It's gonna get a little messy. All right, the rice is done. We're gonna take it out, stir it up a bit, pop it open. That looks pretty good right there. I like it nice and wet. All right, we're gonna cut some little ajis cachuchas. You're only gonna need about 3. These have been sitting in vinegar and stuff like that for a while. Cut them in quarters, basically. Put everything in with the seeds and all. Just put a couple of them. You don't really need that much. Babies, look how beautiful that looks. Look at that consistency right there. You see that? That's more or less how you have to have it. So everything's done. The meat's done. Look at the consistency of it. You can make it a little bit drier if you want. Put some meat on it. Unfortunately, I don't have any bananas, but banana will go superb with this. A nice little ripe banana is great with this meal. As a nice little side dish, and you bring some sweetness to the saltiness of it. Let's get a little. All right, ready? Here you go. Perfect. That is really good. really good mix of everything. It's just, it's an explosion in my mouth. I love this dish. And that's how you make Cuban picadillo. All right. You guys have a great night and enjoy your food. See you next time. Okay. Don't miss out.